Listen to me. If you are standing at the doorstep of retirement in 2026, or if you've already walked through that door, I need you to lean in and really hear what I'm about to say. Because right now, there is a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of expert advice telling you to do this or do, and it is scaring you into doing nothing. And nothing is the most expensive mistake you can make. I know the fear. I know the question keeping you up at night: is my money going to last as long as I do? You look at the markets, you look at the world, and you feel like a small boat in a very big, very choppy ocean. But here's the Suze truth: you do not need a complicated, hyphy, fancy portfolio to be safe. You need simplicity. You need low costs. And you need to be with a powerhouse that isn't going to nibble away at your retirement dreams with hidden fees. Today, we are putting the big three in the ring: Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab. Which one is the best for you? Which index funds are the must-haves for 2026? Let's get real. First, let's talk about the problem. The problem isn't that you don't have enough money, though some of you are worried about that. The problem is that you are paying for things you don't need. Why are you paying a 1% management fee to some broker who is just putting you into the same index funds you can buy yourself for almost zero? That 1% is your grocery money. That 1% is your travel money. In 2026, there is no excuse for high expense ratios. Now, let's look at Fidelity. I love what Fidelity has done with their zero funds. They have the Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index. The expense ratio? 0. Zip. Nada. That sounds great, doesn't it? And for many of you, it is. But here is the catch, and you have to be smart about this: those zero funds are proprietary. If you decide to move your money from Fidelity to Schwab later, you can't just transfer those funds. You have to sell them. And if you sell them in a regular brokerage account, what happens? Uncle Sam comes knocking for capital gains taxes. If it's in a Roth IRA, fine. But you must know the rules before you play the game. Then we have Vanguard. Vanguard is the grandfather of the index fund. They are owned by the people who invest in the funds. I love that. It means their interests are aligned with yours. When you look at the Vanguard 500 Index, VFAX, it's the gold standard. But wait! Vanguard still has minimums for their mutual funds, usually $3,000. If you are just starting to move small amounts of money, that might be a hurdle. But their ETFs? Like VOO? No minimums. Just the price of one share. It is clean, it is cheap, and it is a powerhouse for your core retirement. And let's not forget Schwab. Schwab has become a massive favorite because they make everything so easy. Their S&P 500 Index Fund, SWPPX, has an expense ratio so low it's practically invisible. And they have no minimums. But, and there is always a but, you have to watch where your cash is sitting at Schwab. Their sweep accounts often pay you very little interest compared to Vanguard or Fidelity. If you have $50,000 sitting in cash waiting to be invested, and it's earning 0.45% at Schwab while it could be earning over 4% in a money market fund elsewhere? That is money flying out of your pocket. You see, the fear you feel comes from not knowing these details. You think index funds are all the same. No, they are not. The index might be the same, but the way the company treats your boring money matters. So, what is the question? The question you should be asking isn't which one is best, but which one fits my life. If you want a set it and forget it lifestyle where you are part of a co-op, you go to Vanguard. You buy the Total Stock Market ETF, VTI, and the Total International Stock ETF, VXUS. You are diversified across the whole world for pennies. If you are an active retiree, someone who likes to look at their accounts, use a great mobile app, and maybe even trade a few individual stocks for fun, you go to Fidelity. Their interface is the best in the business. It's intuitive. It's friendly. And those zero funds are a great way to keep every penny of growth for yourself. If you want a mix, great customer service and a platform that can handle your banking, your checks, and your investing all in one place, you look at Schwab. But you promise Suze right now, that you will not let your cash sit idle in a low-interest sweep account. You move that cash into a high-yield money market fund immediately. Here is your actionable takeaway. I want you to look at your current statements. I want you to find the expense ratio column. If you see a number higher than 0.1% for a basic index fund, you are being robbed in broad daylight. For 2026, my best-in-class picks for your retirement core. For the core, the S&P 500 index. Whether it's FXIX at Fidelity, VOO at Vanguard, or SWPPX at Schwab. This is the engine of the American economy. You must own it. For income, look at the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, SCHD. It's a favorite for a reason. It focuses on quality companies that pay you to own them. In retirement, cash flow is king. For safety, don't forget your bonds, but keep them short-term in this environment. Vanguard's Short-Term Corporate Bond ETF, VCSH, is a solid place to park money you might need in the next 3 to 5 years. Listen, retirement is not the end of your financial journey, it's the beginning of a new way of living. You have worked so hard for your money. Now, it is time for your money to work for you. Don't let the big banks intimidate you. Don't let the fancy terminology make you feel small. You are a powerhouse. You have the power to choose where your money lives. You have the power to say no to high fees. Whether you choose Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab, the best one is the one that allows you to sleep at night knowing your foundation is solid. Stand in your truth. Be strong. Be smart. And stay safe. You can do this.